You ever look at all the insane tech advancements around us and then look at the hiring process and just wonder why it still feels so stuck? Well, today we're going to dig into that. We're talking about the huge gap between what talent tech promises and what it actually delivers. Let's dive in.
I mean, you hear these buzzwords everywhere, right? Autonomous recruiters, skills intelligence, AI agents. It all sounds so futuristic, like we're just one update away from completely revolutionizing how we find and hire people. But are we really?
That's the real question, isn't it? With all this incredibly powerful technology, are we actually getting any better at making good decisions about people, or are we just getting faster at repeating the same old mistakes? And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's that massive chasm between the slick marketing promise and the day-to-day reality of hiring. Honestly, that's why a lot of this tech, when you get right down to it, can feel surprisingly, well, boring. So this brings us to our first big idea, what we're calling the innovation mirage. You know, it's like seeing a car that looks like it's from the year 2050, all sleek and shiny. But when you pop the hood, it's got the same old engine from decades ago. It looks new, but it's not. And this slide really breaks it down. On the one hand, you've got this incredible technical facade. AI agents, super fast matching, all the bells and whistles. But what's really happening underneath? We're still just stuck in that same old linear process. Screen, interview, and then, get in a room and debate opinions. And that obsession with just looking good leads us straight into our next problem, which is the efficiency trap. We've become absolutely obsessed with speed. But what good is going faster if you're headed in the wrong direction? You see, the real issue is that we're accelerating what the source material calls an epistemically fragile process. Now, that's a fancy term, but all it really means is that our entire hiring system is built on a shaky foundation of unreliable signals, and we're just pouring concrete to build a faster highway on that wobbly ground. This quote really gets to the core of it. The tech isn't actually making us more certain about who to hire. Nope. It's just helping us spend less time feeling uncertain. It lets us speed past the doubt, making the same questionable calls just more quickly. You know, the source material had this metaphor that is just perfect. Think of it like this. It's like you've built the world's fastest, most powerful calculator, but the formula you programmed into it is completely wrong. So you're not getting right answers, you're just getting wrong answers faster than ever before. And hey, if you need proof, just look at this table. The most popular features in talent tech today, CV summarization, outreach drafting, they're fantastic for productivity. They save a ton of time. But their impact on accuracy, on actually making a better hire, it's basically zero. We're optimizing for busy work, not better judgment. So you have to ask, right? If we're all chasing the wrong thing, why isn't the market demanding something better? Well, this leads to a pretty uncomfortable truth, an accountability crisis. The fact is, a lot of organizations simply aren't ready for tech that holds up a mirror and tells them they're wrong. So imagine a piece of software that does more than just organize your calendar. I mean, imagine a system that can actually analyze the data and has the guts to tell a hiring manager, hey, based on everything we know, you're about to make a bad call. That's what we'd call software for truth, and it would change everything. But of course, a system like that is a really tough sell. Why? Because leaders want to have the final say. Stakeholders need to understand the why behind a decision. Legal wants a process that's human vetted and defensible. And for a team to work, they have to trust the outcome. Handing all that over to an algorithm, that's not a tech problem, that's a massive cultural hurdle. And because of that resistance, the whole industry gets caught up chasing this fantasy, the myth of the perfect model. It's this idea that somewhere out there, a single brilliant algorithm exists that will just solve hiring for good. But honestly, that's a dangerous distraction. Because here's the twist. These grand models don't fail because the AI isn't smart enough or the tech isn't there. They fail because they crash right into the messy, chaotic, unpredictable wall of human reality. They fail because of real-world pushback. And here's why. Think about it. First, the goalposts are always moving. Managers change their minds about what they want halfway through. Second, someone's performance isn't a fixed thing. It depends entirely on the situation. And third, and this is the big one, humans are just not stable, predictable data points. You can't measure a person like you measure code. Okay, so if chasing speed is a trap and the perfect model is a myth, then what's left? What's the way forward? Well, it requires a pretty radical shift in how we think about the role of technology in hiring.
It's a whole new mandate. And this is the real takeaway. The future of talent tech, the real innovation, isn't going to be about automating our jobs away. It's about augmenting our abilities. It's about creating tools that make us, the humans in the loop, smarter, better, and fairer decision makers. So a truly innovative system, a truly useful system, would be built to answer these 4 questions. It would force us to ask, what evidence actually mattered? Are we all agreeing for the right reasons? Is our confidence just a feeling, or is it backed by data? And most importantly, have our past hires actually been successful? This is a system designed for learning, not just for speed. So as we think about what's next, it's so important to remember that the goal can't just be about moving faster through the uncertainty of hiring. It has to be about having the courage to actually face that uncertainty. True progress isn't going to be measured by how fast the funnel moves. It'll be measured by our willingness to seek out the truth of what makes people successful and then have the guts to act on it. That's the real challenge. And you know what? It's also the biggest opportunity we have.